Marcus was driving home through the storm when his headlights caught something that made his heart stop. A teenage girl lay unconscious on the wet road, broken and alone. He had no idea that stopping to help this stranger would change his life forever, or that she held a secret that would transform his small family. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. The rain poured down like angry tears from the dark sky. Marcus wiped his windshield, trying to see through the heavy storm. He was driving home late from his second job at the warehouse. Being a single father wasn't easy. His 8-year-old son Jake was waiting at home with the babysitter. Marcus had been struggling since his wife Sarah died 3 years ago. Cancer took her away when Jake was only 5. Now it was just the two of them against the world. Marcus worked 2 jobs to pay the bills and give Jake everything he needed. As he drove down the empty country road, his headlights caught something that made his heart stop. A young girl lay unconscious on the wet pavement. She looked about 16, with long dark hair spread around her like a broken angel. Marcus slammed on his brakes and jumped out of his truck. The rain soaked through his clothes instantly. He knelt beside the girl and checked for a pulse. It was weak but steady. She was alive. "Hey, can you hear me?" he called out, but she didn't respond. Her clothes were torn and dirty. She had cuts on her arms and face. Someone had hurt this child. Marcus felt anger burning in his chest. Who could do this to a young girl? He looked around for other cars, but the road was empty. No one else was coming to help. Marcus knew he had to act fast. The girl needed medical attention. Carefully, he lifted her into his truck and drove straight to the hospital. The doctors took her into emergency care while Marcus paced in the waiting room. He called Jake's babysitter to say he would be late. After 2 hours, Dr. Patricia Morgan came out to talk to him. "She's stable now," the doctor said. "She has a concussion and several bruises, but nothing life-threatening. The strange thing is she has no identification. No wallet, no phone, nothing." "What's her name?" Marcus asked. "We don't know. She hasn't woken up yet." "Are you family?" Marcus shook his head. "I found her on the road. I couldn't just leave her there." Dr. Morgan smiled. "You probably saved her life. The police are coming to file a report. We'll need your statement." When the police arrived, Marcus told them everything. Officer Janet Williams took notes and promised to investigate. They would check missing person reports and try to identify the girl. "What happens to her now?" Marcus asked. "If no family claims her, she'll go into the foster system," Officer Williams said. Marcus felt something twist in his stomach. The foster system wasn't always kind to older kids. He knew this girl deserved better. The next morning, Marcus returned to the hospital before work. The girl was awake, sitting up in bed and staring out the window. When she saw him, her eyes filled with fear. "It's okay," Marcus said gently. "I'm not going to hurt you. I'm the one who found you. My name is Marcus." The girl studied his face carefully. After a long moment, she spoke in a whisper. "Thank you. What's your name, sweetheart?" She was quiet for so long that Marcus thought she wouldn't answer. Finally, she said, "Luna. That's a beautiful name. Luna, do you remember what happened to you?" Luna's eyes went dark. She shook her head, but Marcus could tell she was lying. She remembered, but she was too scared to talk about it. "Do you have family we can call? Parents? Anyone?" "No," Luna said quickly. "No family." Dr. Morgan entered the room. "Luna, the police want to ask you some questions. Is that okay?" Luna grabbed Marcus's hand. "Will you stay?" Marcus looked at the doctor, who nodded. "Of course." Officer Williams was gentle with her questions, but Luna didn't give much information. She claimed she didn't remember how she got hurt or where she came from. She said she had no family and nowhere to go. After the police left, Dr. Morgan pulled Marcus aside. "Social services will place her in temporary foster care until they can figure out her situation. It might take weeks or months." Marcus watched through the window as Luna sat alone on the hospital bed. She looked so small and broken. Something in his heart ached for her. That evening, Marcus sat at his kitchen table with Jake, helping with homework. But his mind kept going back to Luna. "Dad, you seem sad," Jake said, looking up from his math worksheet. "I'm okay, buddy. Just thinking about someone who needs help." "Can we help them?" Marcus smiled at his son's kind heart. "Maybe we can." The next day, Marcus called social services. He learned that Luna would be placed in a group home across town. The caseworker, Mrs. Chin, explained that finding foster families for teenagers was difficult. "Would you consider fostering her yourself?" Mrs. Chin asked. Marcus was quiet. He had never thought about fostering a teenager. Jake was his whole world, and adding another person to their small family seemed scary. "I need to think about it," he said. That night, Marcus couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Luna's frightened eyes and how she had grabbed his hand. Something about her reminded him of Jake when Sarah first got sick, that look of someone who had lost everything. The next morning, Marcus took Jake to visit Luna at the hospital. Jake was shy at first, but Luna smiled when she saw him. "You must be Jake," she said. "Your dad told me about you. Are you really hurt?" Jake asked with innocent concern. "A little, but I'm getting better. Your dad helped save me." Jake beamed with pride. "My dad's a hero." Luna looked at Marcus with gratitude in her eyes. "Yes, he is." As they talked, Marcus watched Luna with Jake. She was patient and kind, answering all his questions. When Jake showed her his favorite toy car, she listened like it was the most important thing in the world. Marcus made his decision. "Luna," he said, "how would you feel about coming to stay with us? Just temporarily until social services figures things out." Luna's eyes went wide. "Really? You'd do that? We have a spare room. It's not much, but you'd be welcome." Tears rolled down Luna's face. "What? You don't even know me." "Everyone deserves a family," Marcus said simply. The paperwork took 3 days. Marcus had to get background checks and attend meetings with social workers. Finally, Luna was discharged from the hospital and came home with them. The first few days were awkward. Luna was quiet and jumped at sudden noises. She barely ate and had nightmares that woke the whole house. Marcus was patient, remembering how Jake had struggled after Sarah died. Slowly, Luna began to open up. She helped Jake with his art projects and read him bedtime stories. She cooked dinner when Marcus worked late, even though she was just learning. Jake adored her and called her his big sister. One evening, after Jake was asleep, Luna and Marcus sat on the porch. She finally told him the truth. "My real name is Elena Rodriguez," she said quietly. "I ran away from my stepfather. He hurt me. My mom died when I was 12 and I had to live with him. I couldn't take it anymore." Marcus felt rage building in his chest, but he kept his voice calm. "Where is he now?" "I don't know. I've been running for months, staying in shelters, sleeping on the streets. That night you found me, some guys tried to rob me. They pushed me down and I hit my head. Elena, you're safe now. He can't hurt you here." She looked at him with tears in her eyes. "You don't understand. He'll look for me. He always said he would find me if I ran away. Then we'll face him together. You're not alone anymore." 3 weeks later, Elena's stepfather found them. Marcus was at work when he got the frantic call from Jake's school. A man had come asking about Jake, claiming to be family. The school didn't let him near Jake, but they were concerned. Marcus raced home to find Elena packing her few belongings. "He found me," she said, shaking. "I have to go. I won't let him hurt you and Jake." "You're not going anywhere," Marcus said firmly. "We're calling the police. You don't understand. He has connections. He always gets away with things. Not this time." Officer Williams arrived within the hour. Elena finally filed a full report about the abuse she had suffered. The police issued a restraining order and put out a warrant for her stepfather's arrest. That night, Marcus barely slept. He kept checking the locks and listening for strange sounds. Elena couldn't sleep either. She sat in the living room staring out the window. "You know," Marcus said, sitting beside her, "when Sarah was dying, I was so scared. I didn't know how to take care of Jake alone. I felt like running away too." "What stopped you?" "Jake needed me. And I realized that running doesn't solve anything. Sometimes you have to stand and fight." "I'm tired of fighting," Elena whispered. "Then let us fight for you." The next day brought news. Elena's stepfather, Roberto Vega, had been arrested in another state on multiple charges. Other victims had come forward after Elena's report. He wouldn't be getting out of prison for a very long time. Elena cried for hours when she heard the news. Not from sadness but from relief. For the first time in years she was truly free. Over the following months, Elena bloomed like a flower after winter. She enrolled in the local high school and made friends. Her grades were excellent, she had always been smart but never had the chance to show it. Marcus officially adopted her 6 months later. The day the judge signed the papers, all 3 of them cried happy tears in the courtroom. "Elena Rodriguez Cooper," the judge said with a smile. "Welcome to your new family." Elena's graduation day was one of the proudest moments of Marcus's life. She was valedictorian and had earned a full scholarship to college. In her speech, she talked about second chances and the power of kindness. 2 years ago I was nobody," she said to the crowd. "I was a scared, broken girl with no future. But one man decided to stop his truck on a rainy night. He didn't know me. He didn't owe me anything. But he chose to care. That choice changed everything. Marcus wiped tears from his eyes as Elena continued. Marcus Cooper taught me that family isn't just about blood. It's about choosing to love someone even when it's hard. It's about standing together when the world tries to break you apart. Jake Cooper taught me that joy can exist even after pain. And together, they taught me that home isn't a place, it's the people who refuse to give up on you. After the ceremony, Elena hugged Marcus tightly. "Thank you for seeing me," she whispered. "Thank you for stopping." "Thank you for staying," Marcus replied. Jake, now 10 years old, squeezed between them. "Group hug," he announced, making them all laugh. 5 years later, Elena graduated from college with a degree in social work. She wanted to help other kids who had been through what she experienced. Marcus and Jake were in the front row, cheering louder than anyone. Elena's first job was at the same social services office that had helped place her with Marcus. Mrs. Chin, who was now her supervisor, smiled when Elena walked in on her first day. "From foster kid to social worker," Mrs. Chin said. "You've come full circle." "I want to help kids find their Marcus," Elena said. "Everyone deserves someone who will stop their truck in the rain." On Elena's wedding day 3 years later, Marcus walked her down the aisle. Her husband, David, was a teacher she had met in college. He was kind and patient, everything Elena deserved. "Ready?" Marcus asked as they stood at the church doors. "I've been ready for this my whole life," Elena said, adjusting her veil. "Your mom would be proud," Marcus said, thinking of Sarah. "I know she would. She sent me to you that night." During her wedding speech, Elena looked out at all the faces, friends from college, co-workers, neighbors who had become family. 8 years ago, I was dying on a dark road," she said. "Not just physically but inside. I had given up on the idea that anyone could love me. But sometimes when we least expect it, angels appear. They don't always have wings. Sometimes they drive pickup trucks and work 2 jobs to take care of their kids." She looked at Marcus, who was trying not to cry. "Marcus, you saved my life that night. But more than that, you gave me a life worth saving. You showed me what a father should be. You taught Jake what kindness looks like. And you proved to me that miracles happen on ordinary Tuesday nights when good people choose to care." The whole room was in tears. "To all the Marcus Coopers out there," Elena concluded, "thank you for stopping. Thank you for caring. Thank you for proving that love really can conquer all." Later that night, as the wedding reception wound down, Marcus found Elena on the balcony, still in her wedding dress. "Having second thoughts?" he joked. "Never," she laughed. "Just thinking about that scared girl you found 8 years ago. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if you hadn't stopped. But I did stop. And look at you now." "Look at us now," Elena corrected. "We're all different because of that night." Marcus nodded. It was true. Saving Elena had changed all of them. Jake had learned compassion by watching how they cared for her. Marcus had discovered that his heart was big enough for more love than he ever imagined. And Elena had found her way from darkness into light. "Dad," Elena said softly. Even at 24, she still called him Dad. "Yeah. Thank you for teaching me that family is a choice. I choose you every day. I choose you too, sweetheart. Always." As they stood together under the stars, Marcus thought about that rainy night 8 years ago. He had been tired, stressed, and just trying to get home to Jake. He could have driven past the girl on the road. He could have called 911 and kept driving. He could have let someone else handle it. Instead, he stopped. That one decision to care about a stranger had created a family. It had given Elena a future, taught Jake about love, and shown Marcus that sometimes the most broken things can become the most beautiful. The girl on the road had become his daughter. The scared teenager had become a woman who helped other scared kids. The family of 2 had become 3, and their love had rippled out to touch countless other lives. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest miracles. Sometimes stopping for one person changes everything. And sometimes, when you open your heart to help someone else, you discover that they were sent to help you too. Elena had found her family that rainy night. But what she didn't know was that Marcus and Jake had found something too. They had found out just how much love their hearts could hold. In the end, the girl on the road hadn't just been saved. She had been the one doing the saving all along.